Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees gave me food poisoning. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe.
You don't understand. I'm not supposed to be here.
Open it.
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch store. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. Well, the beatings will continue until morale improves. They couldn't just put us out of our misery in regular time today. They needed to drag us behind the woodshed and put us out of our misery. The Yankees dragged me off the beach today to lose into extra innings, and that's what I suggest to you guys, is go to the beach for the next 2 days. Do not watch this team, and the New York Yankees don't need a trade. They don't need new guys in the lineup. They don't need a wake-up call. I think they need a full-blown exorcism at Yankee Stadium. And you woke up this morning with Spencer Jones out of the lineup due to food poisoning? I used to use that excuse when I had too many beers the night before. Spencer Jones and Ryan McMahon both get food poisoning, and they weren't hanging out together? What's going on?
Lie, lie, and lie.
Then, in the ninth inning today, the Yankees, in their infinite wisdom, tie up the ball game. Now, let me show you what Jazz did on the base pads is exactly what I've been asking the Yankees to do since Aaron Judge has been out. Anthony Volpe, Caballero, and Jazz Chisholm should be trying to draw walks, work counts, and get on base so they can start stealing bags at will. That puts pressure on the other team and allows them to make mistakes because the New York Yankees have 17 errors in the last 12 games, and that's exactly what teams are doing to them. Now, don't get excited about what the Yankees did in the ninth inning. I think it's bad what they did in the ninth inning because this just proves when this team concentrates, they can get things done. What happens in the ninth inning? Okay, guys, we only got 3 outs left. We have to play with urgency. Let's start paying attention. Rosario gets a home run. The Yankees willed that in the ninth inning. And my point is, why don't they play the whole game like that? Why don't they treat every at-bat like there's 1 out left in the ninth inning? Because the New York Yankees are rudderless and have zero leadership. Aaron Boone is the cool older brother that everybody walks all over. He's the substitute teacher that guys throw paper airplanes at their back. Aaron Judge has been hurt. There's no captain in the dugout. Now, Giancarlo Stanton, who acts as kind of the enforcer for the Yankees, he's hurt too. So my question to you is, who's the leader in the clubhouse when Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton aren't around? And if you look at the way that the Yankees have been playing, it kind of looks like they have no leadership. They have no one guy that can wring somebody's neck or just wake people up. And if you notice, Aaron Judge was back in the dugout today, and the Yankees did play better. Hell, even Will Warren went 6 innings, but don't be fooled by him. But what I'm saying is when Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton are not around, who's the leader of this team? I don't think it's Ben Rice. He's too young. Cody Bellinger, he's usually too stoned or too quiet. And then you have Paul Goldschmidt, who's a bench player, and a bench player is not going to be the leader of the team. Then you got guys like Caballero and Rosario who've been here for a year. Jazz Chisholm can't even run his own life, let alone be the captain of a team. So where is the leadership coming from? It was good to see Aaron Judge back in the dugout because you know these guys aren't taking directives from Aaron Boone, and everything is fine in Yankee and Booney land. But this is the worst stretch of baseball that I've seen in the last 15 to 20 years from the New York Yankees, and it's under Aaron Boone again, and I don't understand, after this sweep at the stadium this weekend, how Aaron Boone still has a job. I mean, I can fool myself. I talked about this on the show last night, is that the fact that Aaron Boone is the puppet of Brian Cashman. And I was thinking about this after I signed off last night. We can fire Aaron Boone, but Brad Osmus would probably be the next in line, and he would be even a bigger puppet than Aaron Boone. Think about this. Aaron Boone has 8 years, so he has a little length on the leash that Brian Cashman gives him. If we get rid of that, all that work is gone, and now Brad Osmus or whoever comes into this team is just going to be a vessel for Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner. Listen, I've said it before. Hal Steinbrenner was not supposed to run the Yankees. His brother was supposed to run the Yankees. His brother died early, and now Hal Steinbrenner sitting there, who's not a baseball guy, did not want to be involved with baseball, is running one of the greatest franchises in sports globally. So he had a guy like Brian Cashman who worked himself up from the mail office and worked himself to GM after Bob Watson. And he goes, hey, listen, I don't know anything about baseball. Do you want to run the team? It's like if your father passes away and he owns an auto mechanic shop and you know nothing about cars, and there's been a guy running the shop for 25 years. Wouldn't you rely on him and lean on him just to take care of business and let me know when I got to sign the checks? Because I think that's exactly what happens with the New York Yankees now. So the Yankees, you're never as bad as you look. You're never as good as you look. But the Yankees look like the worst team in baseball right now. And they need to wake up. And I've said it before. You know, we can complain about the Yankees. They're still in second place, all that, bad American League. If they lose to the Minnesota Twins this weekend, that will be the canary in the coal mine. That will be when you need to start slamming the panic button. I'm not going to go through all the stats. We can sit here for a month of Sundays, and I can say all the bad stats that the New York Yankees have done. Let's throw that out the window. That 16-game stretch is done. The best thing that can happen to the New York Yankees right now is have a day off. They need to get away from baseball. They need to clear their heads, and they need to come back with a killer instinct. But the question is, does this team have that in their DNA? Do they have the resilience? Because when they're pushed, they fall. They're like a cheap umbrella. And the Yankees, they still have the same team where if you put the ball in play, they're going to take a revolver out and shoot themselves in the foot, just like they did in extra innings today when they're throwing the ball in the outfield. Austin Wells, that whole situation needs to be addressed. And by the way, with everybody, I know the desperation helps this, but everybody's talking like Ryan McMahon and Trent Grisham are coming back. Hey, guys, Ryan McMahon and Trent Grisham aren't the starting center fielder and third baseman for the American League. You know, it's not like these guys got capes on and Superman's coming back. These guys were hitting 228 before they left. Ryan McMahon has occasional pop, plays a decent third base. Trent Grisham, I think his defensive prowess in center field has diminished significantly. And he only hits when he hits in the 5 spot, and his average is 236. So this is what I meant by lowering the bar, lowering our expectations as Yankee fans, where now we're happy with Trent Grisham and Ryan McMahon coming back, when, in fact, both of those guys shouldn't be New York Yankees this year. They should have been replaced in the offseason, and that's another story for another time. But I also heard something a little bit crazy, and I rarely listen to him anymore. WFAN, Chris McMonagle. I like what he does usually, Big Mac. But he was talking about how he's pinning this losing streak on Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger. If it wasn't for Ben Rice or Cody Bellinger, this team would be in last place in the American League. They have been putting the New York Yankees on their back all season long when the bottom half of this lineup was hitting 168. The Trent Grishams, Ryan McMahons of the world, the Anthony Volpes of the world, all these guys with dog shit averages. Cody Bellinger is possibly the best left fielder in all of baseball, and he's going to win the Gold Glove, and people are busting his balls for messing up that ball next to the wall. Listen, if we had 10 Cody Bellingers on this team, we'd win the World Series 3 years in a row, but we don't. We have guys that do launch angle. We have a general manager who's obsessed with analytics, and his ego is not his amigo. That's why we still see guys like Austin Wells. That's why we still see guys like Anthony Volpe playing. The New York Yankees have a bunch of infielders all over the place, and this team is not ready or sustainable for a long period of time. And the only team or the only people that can get the New York Yankees out of where they're at right now is the New York Yankees. So enjoy the day off. No Yankees. Let's go USA. Got the USA. The Yankees brought me back from the beach today, so I'm extra pissed off. They literally brought me back to get my hopes up, and then they dragged me behind the woodshed and took me out of my misery. Thanks, Yankees, because I hopefully will be refreshed by Team USA tonight in their big World Cup game, and I'm going to be going live during that, so put your notifications on. And remember, guys, go over to New York Minute Sports. That's NEWYRKMIN, anywhere on the internet, New York Minute Sports Show. Also, go to the New York Nuts merch store. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. Also, have you become a New York Nut yet? For $1.99 a month, you get double the show for half the dough. The baseball show on Monday, people are loving it. Go check it out. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby! Good night, Canada. Jeff, who watches the shows live from the Sky Dome with the Ultimate Warrior over there, shout out to him. Bye!
That's your boy.
So
He said he was.
Goodbye. That's my boy.